What if I told you, even though you never invested, you do actually have an investment portfolio? Assalamualaikum warahmatullah wabarakatuhu, my dear happy investing females. Welcome for all the important topics around halal investing that will help you transform from financial stress or difficulty to financial security and freedom, inshaAllah. And today's topic is one that is very, very important for us Muslims. And it's one that actually not all Muslims are aware of, that work in the corporate world, which makes it even more important that we share this message so that we all can fulfill our obligation, inshaAllah. And it is the topic of Zakat. In particular, we will be talking about Zakat for pension funds. Now let's go into the actual example. You will see here, it is written in German, but don't worry, we are more interested in the numbers, and everything else I will just translate for you to understand, inshallah. So we see the different asset categories that this pension fund is investing in, and we see on how much of the whole wealth is invested in each category, inshallah. And by figuring out each and every category's zakatable amount, we can add it all up and have one remaining ratio that we can apply to our actual pension fund money on the due date that we want to pay zakat on. Now, first, we see that we have liquidity, which is fully zakatable, it's liquid. So we take this 5.3%, we take then the position of bonds in Switzerland, in Swiss franc, which is fully zakatable. Then we have bonds in foreign countries, which is fully zakatable as well. And then we come to the interesting part. Now we have shares locally in Switzerland and in foreign countries. So what we do is we take now this recommended percentage of the National Zakat Foundation, which by the time I did this calculation was 40%, but it changed actually to 25%. So be sure to always get the recent number, because as markets change, also this average number can change, obviously. So here we take 40%. So we see that local shares is invested with 19%, but we don't pay zakat on 19% of our pension wealth, but we only pay on 40% out of this 19%. And how much is that? It's 7.6% ultimately. The same we do for the shares of foreign countries with 28.3%. If we take 40% of that number, we end up with 11.32%. And then we have real estate, where we say it is not zakatable. So if we add all of these up, we don't end up with 100% zakatable, but with 41.62. Let me go back, because I forgot the alternatives are 100% zakatable as well. So 41.62% of our pension wealth now is zakatable. So we calculate this 41.62%, and then on this amount, we take this 2.5% of zakat, inshallah. So one last remark in terms of pension funds. Oftentimes, as I said, they are not investing in halal investments. In that case, please be aware that you have to purify your interest or your profit that you gain out of your invested pension. Usually, you can find how much of interest, for example, you get on a yearly basis, and this is considered a riba most of the time and needs to be given away in sadaqah as a way of purifying your investment. Last but not least, I want to mention that in some countries, there is the possibility that you can choose what your pension fund invests in. And then, of course, you can choose halal investments. And this is something that we should all be aware of, and that we, inshallah, can advocate for us and other Muslims, that we are able to choose this and have this ownership with our pension money at the pension funds, inshallah. So just check whatever options you have available. If you are in corporate, write to your HR department or write to the pension funds directly to find out as much as possible what you can change, because of course they will not offer that to you because you will receive a default or default options, but maybe you have more options than you know. And I would please also like you, happy investing females, to be encouraged to leave in the comment anything that you know, especially specifically to your country, anything that is beneficial for us Muslims in terms of pension funds, because they are very important. Without pension fund, we would have major disadvantage tax-wise and otherwise, because the system just functions like that. So please leave your recommendations down, inshallah, so that we can really nourish this sisterhood of support. And thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope that it was helpful, inshallah. And see you for the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah wabarakatuh.